I always encourage people to find something that you like to do. Find something that you're passionate about, something that you want to make a difference in. Pick something that's important to you and go make it better.
One of my favorite things about Harry is watching him tool around town in his beautiful 1975 Oldsmobile convertible. It's blue, he calls it baby blue. And he's going just fast enough to keep up with the speed limit, but slow enough so everybody can see him and wave.
Harry's been a very effective fundraiser and a very effective philanthropist in Suffolk.
He's involved in everything, but he's always said one of his favorite things to do is meet with his foundations and give away money. He's got to be the best boss I've ever had. Of course, I've had 3 jobs in my life.
Mr. Cross was instrumental and was at the forefront, making sure that foundations and organizations and all that were in this community that could help us, he made sure he said our name and he told them our story. And now we're working on additional programs that he planted the seed.
Harry is a prime example of how a Rotarian achieves that goal of service above self. He's looking out for ways to help other people before he helps himself.
Harry came to myself and Debbie Russell and asked us if we could find a way to get women more involved. So we started the Women's Impact Fund. And Harry is very humble and doesn't say much about that he was the instrument in getting that started, but he was.
The impulse that he has to be helpful to others in all situations really is as genuine as it can possibly get.
Well, you didn't understand that. He said, I think you ought to buy this house over here from my daddy. We've been pretty formal with you up to now. We're going to get a little more informal and have some fun.
Harry's real gift to Suffolk initially was through athletics. Harry has served as a basketball and a tennis coach for hundreds of young people in Suffolk.
In the early 80s, Bob Gillette had a vision for a youth park that did baseball and soccer. And he asked me to help. So we went way out of town, Kings Fork Road. And at that time, there wasn't anything out here at all. No hospital, no anything. And I'm walking through this cut-over woodland looking at it, this guy's crazy. How are we ever gonna make this land into baseball fields? There was a wonderful board that just had so many different talents. We had people who would work on fields, we had people who raised money, so we just got to work. One year, we had a team go and play in a national tournament, and we really were just going to play for fun, and they ended up winning a national championship.
Well, when I first met Harry Cross, that was probably the fall of 1988 when I signed my son up for football. And Harry Cross, in his usual gentle way, said, well, you're in America now and we call it soccer. So I probably said, well, I'm glad you call it something different because you don't play it the same way as the rest of the world, so good idea. The biggest factor he has now is that we're growing rapidly and the quality of the facilities we're providing, and Harry's always working behind the scenes with the local foundations and businesses. It's quite amazing what we've achieved.
He was a lot of fun to be with. As a former neighbor, athlete under me, and I felt like I was the true beneficiary of our relationship. Through hard work, determination, and desire to excel, really did everything he could to develop himself, which was true when he got into college. So I'm not surprised in the success that he's had later in life and the family that he's raised.
I started playing tennis when I was about 10, down at Suffolk High School courts with all the other kids. But I just enjoyed it and had a little success at it. And then I ended up playing at William and Mary. But our best team was my senior year when we qualified for the NCAAs. I actually had gone home. I had finished college. I was going into the Navy pretty soon, and the coach called and said, "You're in the tournament. You've got to go play. You're in the singles and doubles." I said, "Well, Coach, I hadn't touched a racket in 3 weeks." He said, "You think there's really anybody down there you can beat?" I said, "Probably not." He said, "Well, let's go. Let's go. So pick me up when you come through Suffolk."
We've had the occasion over decades to play lots of tennis together. We were successful in winning a national championship for really old guys. And we had to wait for a lot of people to drop out due to medical injuries and problems. But as they were dying off and unable to compete, we were able to sneak in and win a national championship.
Suffolk really was like Mayberry. Everybody knew everybody. We used to ride our bike everywhere. All the teachers knew all the parents. In fact, the teachers knew the parents and the grandparents. So if they had any trouble, they could easily take care of that. Dad was school board chairman during integration. And when they first integrated the schools, I think he really helped make that go smoothly. He often told us, if you live here and work here, you need to give back to the city. You need to work to make it a better place. That was my example, and it's probably one of the reasons I got involved in all the things that I got involved with.
Happy birthday. I remember going when he was running the Peanut Fest parade and putting up stakes when we were elementary school age, and he would grab one of us when he's going to go measure houses, and you knew if you got in the car and went with him, you were never quite sure what time you were going to make it back home.
He likes to laugh. He has a good sense of humor, and we have had lots of good laughs over the years. He's dedicated.
My dad's always cared about everything, right? He cared about SYA, he cared about me. He never said no when we asked him to throw ball with us or go hit tennis or anything. He was always right there for whatever we needed. I think that really exemplifies, once he sets his mind to something, he's going to go all in.
Harry is creative and curious, and he's very drawn to people and doing things, particularly when he was younger, things that were fun. When I think about Harry's life, whether he's playing, whether he's serving the community, whether he's a real estate professional, he continues to be curious and he continues to be creative.
He's done a lot for Suffolk and in Suffolk, and he's in a class all by himself.
Once upon a time, we were sitting on the sofa, very romantic. Said, "Lisa, I was driving over today and old Vernon McGee was on the radio, and I thought, I'll ask her today." And he did, and I said yes, and then we got married 2 months later. He just sort of says, if you wrestle with the pigs, you both get dirty. And he doesn't get upset. I think the way most men and most women do. He just puts things in perspective. Harry's just amazing.
Lisa always was my advisor, always a wonderful resource, and always encouraged me. And if I came home and said, "Look, I think I'd like to be chairman of this next year," she would say, "Go for it, go do it."
It's pretty incredible to be so close to someone who is so passionate about Suffolk, Virginia.
One of the most admirable things about Harry is that he has volunteered willingly in so many different areas and has also been an example to others.
I always remember words that he gave me. You don't know if you're going to make the basket unless you shoot your shot. And so I use that every time I go forth in writing a grant or just making an actual ask face-to-face. I always remember those words that he gave me. And so I always shoot my shot. I don't always get a yes, but I always know the answer in the end.
He's been giving people food, helping them, doing projects for the community, Usually I practice tennis with him, so I basically play tennis with him.
Harry possesses the desire to make everywhere that he goes and everyone that he goes there with a little bit better.
I'm excited for you, I'm proud of you, and it's been a pleasure working with you for the last 37 years.
Harry, congratulations. I'm so happy for you and for Suffolk.
It's certainly a reflection upon my admiration for you. I couldn't think of a person that I'd be any happier for.
Harry, congratulations on being this year's first citizen for the city of Suffolk. It's probably an award that's long overdue.
You've certainly earned it, and SYA would be nowhere without you.
I just can't think of anybody who would be a better choice under any circumstances in any year. Congratulations.
We are so grateful and we are so thankful and we're so proud to be a part of your circle. God bless you.
In recognition of your many years of service to this community. Congratulations, way to go, man.
You have spent your life serving and honoring, and I just think it's really fantastic.
I'm just so happy that you are finally being recognized for the worth and the hard work and everything that you have put into the city of Suffolk. Hooray for you.
Congratulations, Harry, for winning the First Citizens Award. As I said before, you're in a class all by yourself.
Congratulations, bro. You deserve this.
We just want to tell you how much we love you and how proud we are of you. And we greatly appreciate showing us how it's all supposed to be done, much more than telling us.
You could not have found a better person in the city of Suffolk, a more deserving person than my dad, Harry Cross.